Okay, so I've assigned you all the problems at the end of chapter 3, and I just want to go over a few of them. I want to go over the first one. This is on page 97 of your textbook. It says, a survey indicated that chocolate is America's favorite ice cream flavor. For each of the following, indicate the possible effects on demand, supply, or both, as well as equilibrium price and quantity of chocolate ice cream. Okay, so we're going to do 3 little graphs, okay, and hopefully you guys have been doing your homework. I'm going to assume that you have. Quantity and price. We're going to draw a demand curve, okay, and I'm going to do quantity and price and draw a supply curve. Now, you know that when you bring these two together, you have what is called an equilibrium. Okay, so basically we're looking at a market. And a market is any place that brings buyers and sellers together. So buyers and sellers are brought together. Who are the sellers? The sellers are the suppliers. Okay, just so that you know, sellers equals suppliers. Okay, and the buyers are the demanders. Okay, handwriting's kind of bad. Okay. The first part of this problem says, a severe drought in the Midwest causes dairy farmers to reduce the number of milk-producing cattle in their herds by 1/3. These dairy farmers supply cream that is used to manufacture chocolate ice cream. Okay, so the cream is obviously used to make ice cream, so that is an input. So it's an input for the company that's making the ice cream. So basically, if it's going to cost them more to buy their inputs, they're not going to be able to produce as much. So the first thing that you would say is, that's going to impact my supply curve, and my supply curve is going to shift to the left. So you might say, why is it going to shift to the left? Why isn't there a movement along the curve? And the reason there's not a movement along the curve is because this statement does not mention the price. It just says that the dairy cattle are going to be reduced by 1/3. So maybe they had to kill off the cattle. We don't know what happened to them, but it wasn't a price phenomena. Okay, so we have a leftward supply curve. Shift to the supply curve. If you go over here to your market, okay, what happens when the price shifts to the left? Rather, when supply curve shifts to the left. Here you have supply shifting to the left, okay, and you can see here that the price is going to be higher. Also, the amount of product is going to be less. Okay, we have a new equilibrium quantity, EQ, E2, and a new equilibrium price. Okay, now what you can do is, if it's getting confusing with all these PEs and E's and so forth, doesn't matter. You can just put some prices down on your graph. And so when you're taking your test, you need to go ahead and use paper, scratch paper, and draw prices down. So you could say, let's say that this was $5 and the price went up to $8. Okay. And I don't know these prices, I'm just making them up. So you can just put some numbers down here. Equilibrium quantity may have been 10 gallons of ice cream. When the supply curve shifted to the left, maybe only 5 gallons of ice cream were produced. So the answer then would be that the decrease in supply resulted in a higher equilibrium price and less equilibrium quantity. And now we are at E2. Okay. So that is the answer to problem 1A. The next question says, A new report by the American Medical Association reveals that chocolate does in fact have significant health benefits. Okay, so chocolate and you're dealing with chocolate ice cream. If that has significant health benefits, what will the impact be? So automatically, people are going to want to eat more chocolate. Okay, so people are going to go buy more chocolate. That means that it's going to affect the demand curve. So then, your demand curve is going to shift out to the right because people want more. Remember, as you move away from the origin, that means more. Okay, so demand shifts out to the right. Then the question says, what is the impact of that on market equilibrium? So I'm going to come back over here. Oops, dropping stuff. Come back over here and we're going to redo our supply and demand graph. Okay, here's our supply, here's our demand, intersects right here, say chocolate is $5. The demand curve is going to shift to the right because there are more people buying it because it's healthier now. And so what has happened? Well, the equilibrium price has gone way up now, maybe to $8 or $9 or $10. And 15 gallons of ice cream demanded. Okay, so your answer would be demand curve shifts to the right, higher equilibrium price, higher equilibrium quantity. Okay, next question has to do with, pick my book up here. The discovery of cheaper synthetic vanilla flavoring lowers the price of vanilla ice cream. Okay, now this one could be really confusing for you. I'm going to clean the board off and start this one all over, okay, just from the beginning. Okay, now we're talking about vanilla ice cream. Okay, so what is the relationship of vanilla ice cream to chocolate ice cream? Well, you can have chocolate ice cream or you can have vanilla. So in this case, they're considering vanilla as a substitute for chocolate ice cream. So we're going to have two graphs, and I want to show vanilla ice cream. Ice cream. Okay, we have our supply curve and our demand curve. Demand and supply, price and quantity. Okay. Okay, so they tell us that there's a new synthetic vanilla that is entered into the market. All right. Okay, so what that means is that now the cost of producing vanilla ice cream has gone down. So now suppliers can supply more ice cream. Okay, so we move from S1 to S2. There's a shift in the supply curve because we have a new synthetic vanilla. Okay, when that happens, the price of vanilla ice cream is going to go down. Okay, so let's say vanilla ice cream was $6 a gallon, and now it goes down to $3 a gallon. And the quantity supplied goes from 10 to 15. Okay, so here we have a decrease in the price of vanilla ice cream, equilibrium price, and an increase in the equilibrium quantity of ice cream. So this is E1 and E2. But the question asks, well, what is happening in the chocolate ice cream market? Okay, so this is what's going to happen in vanilla. Now over here in the chocolate ice cream market, okay, well, what's going to happen is you have your supply curve, you have your demand curve, right down up here. Always label your graphs when you're doing this work so that you know what's going on. Try not to be lazy or sloppy in your work. I know this looks kind of messy though, but okay. Price. Now, the question is asking you what happens in the chocolate ice cream market. Well, what's going to happen is people are going to say, hey, I'm paying like $6 a gallon for chocolate ice cream. But if I buy vanilla ice cream, it's only $3. So I'm going to leave this market. Here you are. You're shopping for ice cream. And you're like, wow, chocolate ice cream is really expensive. I'm not going to buy chocolate ice cream. I'm going to buy vanilla ice cream. So when you leave the market and all the other people start going to buy vanilla ice cream, well, the demand curve is going to shift to the left. Okay. So you want to remember that the reason, one of those shifters of our demand curve is number of buyers. So as people see that the price of vanilla ice cream has gone down, then we're going to have people leaving this market. Okay. And then of course when that happens, the quantity supplied over here is going to decrease, and we're going to have a decrease in price. Okay. All right, that's C, 1C. And then 1D is a new technology for mixing and freezing ice cream lowers manufacturers' cost of producing chocolate ice cream. Well, that one is very much like what happens to vanilla ice cream. It says that there's a change in technology. So, a change in technology is going to increase the supply curve. Oops. Wait till I get this dried off here. All right, that died. So in any case, you're going to have an increase in the supply of ice cream. You have an increase in the supply of ice cream. Equilibrium price goes down and equilibrium quantity goes up. Okay, so I would encourage you to go through all of your exercises in the back of the textbook. I'm going to go over one more with you. That would be problem number 6, because that is an important one also. Okay,